Ready, stretch. Good morning, everybody. Oh, I got a crazy hair day going on. Look at that. Anyways, good morning. I trust everybody is doing well. You guys are all well rested. And yeah, so it's been 3 days since I made a video, so I'm excited to make another video. So I was thinking about today's scenario. What should we do for today's scenario? Okay, let's switch this the other way around. So say you go into work, you're in a good mood, or you're doing whatever, you're in a good mood, and you come across somebody who is in a less than good mood. Say they're in a bad mood. What would you do to help this person turn their mood around? If they come to you and they start talking to you about their issue, will you go along with what they've been presented with, or are you going to help them point out the solution and make them look for the positive side of things during your situation? So let's do that. And let's continue. So we're on page 12. We're almost done. We only have this page and then 2 more. So 3 pages. Okay, so the last video we finished off with a lady. She was looking outside at a mountain, and in the last paragraph it said if she had the faith of, what was it? Faith the size of a grain of mustard seed could move a mountain. Okay, so she had that, and so she had this faith because she went and she saw a pastor, and it said that night as she said her prayers, she quoted this part of the scriptures and retired to bed in what she thought was faith. On arising in the morning, she rushed to the window and exclaimed, "I knew that old mountain would still be there." For this is how man approaches his problems. He knows that they are still going to confront him, and because life is no respecter of persons and destroys nothing, it continues to keep alive that which he is conscious of being. So, life is no respecter of persons and destroys nothing. It destroys. So life is no respecter of persons. So that's pretty much saying that it doesn't matter who you are, where you are. Life doesn't destroy anything. It keeps alive that what you are conscious of being. So if you are conscious of all your problems consistently, and I'm going to refer to this again, 12,000 to 60,000 thoughts a day, 80% are negative, 95% are repetitive. Wow. Okay, so life is no respecter of persons and destroys nothing. It continues to keep alive that which you are conscious of being. So if you are 80% negative and 95% repetitive of the same thoughts, it's not life that is throwing you these situations and experiences. It's yourself, and you really gotta assume responsibility. You gotta look at your life, sit down, whether you're in a good position or what you may consider a bad position or whatever position you may be in. You gotta sit down and look and be like, I did this. This is me. This is all my fault, right? But it's not a bad thing, because every day is a new day, and you're allowed to change. You don't have to stay the same. You're allowed to change. So change, and make it easy for yourself, right? Because you don't have to be in any situation that you don't want to be in. And what I used to call obstacles are opportunities to better yourself. That's what they are. And I get this from a lot of, I talk to a lot of people And just from talking with them, they kind of say the same things that I've been reading, that I've been hearing. I listen to things a lot differently than I used to. I listen to music differently. I listen to conversations differently. I listen to, what's on TV shows, what's on the animes that I'm watching. So it keeps alive that what you're conscious of being. So if you're conscious of your problems, then that's what you're going to keep experiencing. Things will disappear only as a man changes in consciousness. Deny it if you will, it still remains a fact that consciousness is the only reality and things but mirror that which you are conscious. So the heavenly state that you are seeking will be found only in consciousness, for the kingdom of heaven is within you. As the will of heaven is ever done on earth, you are today living in the heaven that you have established within you. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. So it's talking about heaven is within you, and as the will of heaven is ever done on earth, you are today living in the heaven that you have established within you. So whatever heaven you are establishing, heaven's based on, a dictionary description, is supposed to be an amazing, wonderful place. Now, depending on your consciousness, it can be anything. So if you're conscious of all your problems and you focus on the negative side of things, that's what you're going to experience day in and day out. And you can have some positive thoughts, but that's never going to overcome 80%. You got to start thinking positively all the time and be aware of what you're thinking. And then once you're aware of what you're thinking, then you can control that focus of thought to the focus of tasks, to the focus of goals, to the focus of things you want to achieve in life. That's how you can achieve that focus, is just by continually being aware of what you're thinking. And then, okay, so you change what you're aware of thinking. So you're like, oh, hey, I was just thinking something bad, but now you can let go of that, and then think good things. And then, when it comes down to it, that focus that you are now aware of, focusing on your thoughts, you can focus, like I just said, on your goals, your achievements, and you can make that happen. For here on this very earth your heaven reveals itself. The kingdom of heaven really is at hand. Now is the accepted time. So create a new heaven, enter into a new state of consciousness, and a new earth will appear. So change your mindset to all things that are good, and watch the change happen. And I've never really had a bad attitude. I've always had a good attitude. I've always had a positive outlook on things. But now that I'm more conscious and aware of what I'm thinking, things are great. Things are really great. And I've had some really amazing things happen. And, knowing that what happens in your life is based on your thoughts, then you control your life, period, from whatever it is that you want to experience. Everything. Now, it's your choice whether you want to believe that or not. And because, I've done it and I've had some amazing things happen. So I would like all of you to experience amazing things in your lives. The former things shall pass away. They shall not be remembered, not come into mind anymore. For behold, I, your consciousness, come quickly, and my reward is with me. The former things shall pass away. So that's what they're talking about when you become into a new state of consciousness. The former things will pass away. They shall not be remembered, not come into mind anymore, because now your consciousness has risen. right? Your consciousness has risen. You're aware of what you're thinking. And you're aware of what you're thinking. Excuse me. Apologies for that. I had to move my cat downstairs so my dog does not distract me. Okay, so yeah, so your consciousness has risen to what you're thinking. You're aware of what you're thinking. So now those issues and everything that you used to think up here will no longer come into your mind anymore, because you're not going to allow them. As soon as it does come into your mind, you can just be like, no. Oh, out, gone, think something new. I need to get a haircut. So yeah. I am nameless, but will take upon myself every name. And then it has nature in brackets, that you call me. Remember, it is you, yourself, that I speak of as me. So every conception that you have of yourself, that is every deep conviction you have of yourself, is that which you shall appear as being. For I am not fooled. God is not mocked. You can't lie to yourself. That's what that's saying. You can't say... And this is how a lot of things, and you think about certain, sayings where it's like, well, they're smiling on the outside, but they're not on the inside, right? So that to me is, you're lying to yourself, right? And we've heard that with a lot of that runs around with celebrities. Recently, that a while ago, a few celebrities passed away, and based on, they were always happy on the outside, but on the inside they weren't so happy. So they were putting on like they were putting on a show. And that's unfortunate, because it's crazy that what your thoughts are directly affect everything, every aspect in your life based on your thoughts. And once you become aware of that, that's how it works. That's how the yeah. I'm just gonna let that side just finish that for me. Now let me instruct you in the art of fishing. It is recorded that the disciples fished all night and caught nothing. Then Jesus came upon the scene and told them to cast their nets in once more, into the same waters that only a moment before were barren, and this time their nets were bursting with the catch. Now, I've read I've been reading my books, and a lot of them mention, Jesus a lot. And the thing with Jesus is that he was so in tune with his consciousness. He was at a higher level of consciousness that he understood everything. Like, he got it. That's why Jesus could do the amazing things that he could do. When he turned the water to wine, when he fed 5,000 people with 7 loaves of bread, or however many it was, and just how he could heal people. He was at such a level of consciousness that he had that ability. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. When they're talking about this, about their fishing, so they fished all night and they caught nothing. So what do you think those fishermen are thinking? We're never going to catch anything. We've been trying all night. We're not catching anything. We're trying all night. We're not catching anything. We're not catching anything. We're not catching anything. And then all of a sudden Jesus appeared. And he's like, hey, cast your nets in one more time. Jesus knew that there was fish in there. And because of Jesus' consciousness and his higher level of consciousness, there was fish in there. So when the disciples cast their nets in one more time and they pulled out their they pulled out their net and they had lots of fish in there, it's because Jesus had such conviction in his beliefs, in what he could do and what he was capable of, that's what happened. And the more and more I read about this, Jesus is an amazing man. Jesus is a really amazing man. And he's no different than any of us. It's just his level of consciousness was at it was at an all-time high. Like, he just got it. He understood everything. And that's another discussion, another topic there. But let's continue. This story is taking place in the world today, right within you, the reader. For you have within you all the elements necessary to go fishing, but until you find that Jesus Christ, your awareness, is Lord, you will fish as did these disciples in the night of human darkness. That is, you will fish for the things, thinking things to be real, and will fish with the human bait, which is a struggle and an effort, trying to make contact with this one and that one, trying to coerce this being or the other being, and all such effort will be in vain. But when you discover your awareness of being to be Christ Jesus, you will let him direct your fishing, and you will fish in consciousness for the things that you desire. For your desire will be the fish that you will catch, because your consciousness is the only living reality. You will fish in the deep waters of consciousness. Okay, so this is a big one. So let's break this down. So it says, but until you find that Jesus Christ is your awareness. So what are you aware of thinking? You will fish as did these disciples in the night of human darkness. In the night of human darkness, I think that might be here. Yeah, because then it says that is, you will fish for things, thinking things, to be real. You will fish for things, thinking things to be real. And will fish with the human bait. So you will fish for the things you think of to be real, and will fish with the human bait. So you're fishing for things in your mind, and we are the bait, which is a struggle and an effort. And I think that means it's hard for people to think all good things. I think that's what it means by it's a struggle and an effort to think of all good things. But it's not. It's only as hard as you want it to be. Because why as a society do we allow thinking negatively to be the normal, to be the normality of things? Right? Why? Why is it that we do that? That it's just acceptable for everybody to think negative, to focus on problems, to focus on issues, to put each other down instead of building each other up. We are all Whether you want to believe it or not, we are all connected. We're all connected. Let's just put it that way. Because I mean, if you think about it, you two people come together, they have kids, those kids go out and meet other people, they have kids, those kids go out and meet other people, they have kids. Do you think that we're not all connected based on that theory that I kind of just threw out there? Right? Continually reproducing. Right? And if it started with just 2, and now we're at 8 billion, we're all connected somehow. Whether you want to believe it or not, we're all connected somehow. Trying to make contact with this one and that one, trying to coerce this being or the other being, and all such effort will be in vain. Trying to make contact with this one and that one, trying to coerce this being or the other being, oh, I see. Trying to make contact with this one and that one, trying to curse this being or the other being, all will be in vain because you're back and forth on this and that and this and that, this and that, this and that. But when you discover your awareness of being to be Christ Jesus, you will let him direct your fishing. And you will fish in consciousness for the things that you desire. So now, instead of allowing, that's it. So when you're trying to make contact with this one and that one, trying to coerce this being or the other being, what that is that you're just allowing your thoughts to bounce back and forth, back and forth. They're uncontrolled. You could say that. They're uncontrolled. And then once you find your awareness of being to be Christ Jesus, you will let him direct your fishing, and you will fish in consciousness for the things that you desire. For now, so that means that your awareness of being, you can think the things that you want. You don't have to allow certain thoughts or other people's influences to influence your decisions. Okay. If you would catch that which is beyond your present capacity, you must launch out into deeper waters. For within your present consciousness, such fish or desires cannot swim. To launch out into deeper waters, you leave behind you all that is now your present problem or limitation by taking your attention away from it. Turn your back completely upon every problem and limitation that you now possess. Limitations are the only limitations we have are the ones that we put on ourselves. And it's not just the ones that we put on ourselves, it's the ones that we allow other people to tell us what we're capable of and what we're not capable of. And, having 2 kids, I've really changed how I I tend to just hold my thought when I'm about to tell them that they shouldn't or they can't do that. Now, depending on what the circumstances are, whether they may hurt themselves or may not hurt themselves. But when it comes to things now, I tend to do a lot more encouraging instead of a lot more discouraging. And not that I ever did a lot of discouraging, but When say for instance, when my son says he can count to 1 billion, right? Instead of saying, "Oh no, you can't do that," I say, "Right on. I know you can do that. Let's hear you count to 1 billion." I mean, that would take a really, 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 really long time, but you know, it's kind of that example of certain things. So if your kid says he can do something, encourage that and then get him to show you. And that will make him, you know, it's easy to talk the talk, but can you walk the walk? That type of thing, right? To launch out into deeper waters, you leave behind you all that is now your present problem or limitation by taking your attention away from it. So the more attention you give a problem or a limitation, you're always going to be bound by that problem and limitation until you let go of it. So you got to let go of it here to move on. Now, letting go of something or pushing past a limitation is that's all on you. That's all on how, and it just comes down to how you look at it. How are you looking at the problem or limitation that you're experiencing? How are you looking at it? Because I mean, that goes back to moving a mountain with the faith the size of a grain of mustard seed, or the faith the size of a mustard seed, or whatever. And it boils down to that. So you can have a huge problem, but no, I'm going to go back to the way I described it. So you can make a small problem or limitation huge by the amount of attention you give it. And until you face it and realize how small of an issue it was, then you realize that it was never a big problem or situation to begin with. You made it that big. You made it seem like it's a massive deal. And we have a tendency as humans to do that. The smallest problem, everybody's like, "Oh my God, how am I going to do this?" Blah, 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 blah. We make it so big and large, and then it just becomes so mind consuming that you get mentally exhausted from thinking about this situation or opportunity to better yourselves, right? So take your attention away from it. Turn your back completely upon every problem and limitation that you now possess. Dwell upon just being by saying, "I am, I am, I am" to yourself. Continue to declare to yourself that you just are. Do not condition this declaration. Just continue to feel yourself to be, and without warning, you will find yourself slipping the anchor that tied you to the shallow of your problems and moving out into the deep. So, dwell upon being by saying, "I am, I am, I am" to yourself. Continue to declare to yourself that you just are. I am happy, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am calm, I am peace, I am loved, I am handsome, I am smart, I am intelligent, I am a genius. And, say those to yourself. You already know what you are. And then just feel yourself to be. And like Wim Hof says, we spend so much time thinking and 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 thinking, and not enough time just being. And the thinking blocks it creates blockages. Because, I mean, everybody has intuition. Everybody has that. Everybody has intuition. And the thing is when you're thinking all the time, you're never allowing that intuition to come in to help you. Right? You're never allowing it because you're thinking too much. So you have to slow your thinking down. Just be, and then your intuition will help you out. And I've had it happen to me. It's great. I can give you a few examples. Me and Alec. Well, I work with a friend of mine. His name is Alec. So we were clearing a boat at Kingfisher there. And we never cleared this size of a boat together before. And I may have mentioned these before, but I'll mention it again. So we never cleared this size of boat before, and I asked him, how long do you think it's going to take us to clear this boat? And he said, about 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer. And I wasn't thinking, and without thinking, the first thing that came to my mind was an hour and a half. I said, an hour and a half. So we go in, we clear this boat, we come out. I have a stopwatch in my locker. I push the start button as we went in. We clear this boat, we come out, I go to my locker, I hit the stop button. 1 hour and 33 minutes. Right? Boom. Like that. Next day, same thing, me and him. Different size boat, 28 foot, that we've never cleared together before. This was a first for both of us. And I asked him again. I'm like, how long do you think it's going to take us to clear this boat? And he said, well, it takes a little bit. There's a little bit more interior to clear, so it's probably going to take us a little bit longer than the last one. And I said an hour and 15 minutes. Without thinking, hour and 15 minutes. That's what I said. So same thing. Makes it clear. Go in. I hit the start on my stopwatch. We go in. We clear it. We come out. I hit the stop. 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 49 seconds. Boom. And that's your intuition. That's your intuition kicking in. And we all have that. We just have to slow our mind down. You don't have to think all the time. Relax. Be still. Be calm. And allow yourself to let your intuition allow yourself to let your intuition give you the answers that you're looking for, without thinking about the answers you're looking for, if that makes sense. Don't think about it. Allow the answer to come to you. Hey, Fiona. Hey. 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 Fiona. No. Hey. Hey. No. You want to meet my puppers? Come here. This is Fiona. This is Fiona. She's a pretty puppy. She's a pretty puppy. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Hey, there are good puppies. Thank you for letting me know that there's people there. Yes. So anyways, thank you for watching this video. I am grateful for every single one of you guys. And, keep coming back. Ask me questions. Send me messages. If you have a situation that you're going through and you need help, Fiona, let me gain your trust. Please. I mean, I've, Hey! Hey, Fiona. Hey. Anyways, I'm going to finish this video because Fiona... Hey, Fiona. No. Dogs. They're lovely. And I mean that in a good way. So yeah, I'm going to finish this video. So, yeah, like I said. Fiona, hey. No. No. Thank you. Yeah. We'll go for a walk later. You guys have an amazing day. Please send me messages if you have any questions. And if you need help with a situation that you're going through, don't hesitate to ask. Allow me to gain your trust. Allow me to help you. Because you know what? Talking back and forth is sometimes the best way to find the answer you're looking for. So with that being said, thank you for watching. I'm grateful for you. You're amazing. Have a great day.